Hello, in this video we're going to learn about the switch statement. Sometimes it's also known as the case statement. This video assumes that you already have mastered if statements. As we can see in our code here, I've coded something up using if statements. Okay, I have created a little calculator program where you enter two numbers and an operand, and based on the operand it'll add, multiply, divide, or subtract those numbers. So as we can see right now in my code, I have a couple red squigglies. What did I forget? Let's run the program and we'll get a little help from the compiler. So it's telling me I have errors. I'm going to click no, I don't want to run the previous successful build. And it tells me, wow, C out, C in. Okay, until you get used to seeing these kind of errors, you might not get what that is. But I know exactly what that is. I forgot my using namespace standard. So always type in using namespace standard and don't forget include IOStream. Let's see. Okay, I've taken care of all my syntax errors. Also, I want to point out the second style of comments. The second style of comments starts with slash star and ends with star slash. So anything between lines 1 and 3 here are considered a comment. And notice the IDE is signifying a comment by green. So whenever you have green, you have a comment. Let's say for some reason we are debugging and we want to comment out this section for one reason or another. If we go to View, let me find it here. It's probably under Edit, Advanced, Comment Selection, Control KC, or you can hit this key. This comments, this uncomments. So anything I've highlighted is now commented out. If I want to uncomment it, I click that button. So that comments for debugging, that'll uncomment. Okay, now it should work. So let's run this program. Select an operator, either, okay, star, enter the operands. 2 and 5. 2 times 5 equals 10. Error, operator is not correct. So again, I have a little error in here. That would be a runtime error. Everything works okay. It's not a syntax error, but I have a runtime error. Let's see what I did that isn't logically correct. Okay, it was the operand was multiply, so it executed this, but then it came down here to line 29 and it said the operand is not divide, so it printed this error also. Let's change this. Printf is an old style of doing things, so let's change this first off to a cout. So if you ever see printf, know that it's just an old way of writing to the screen or system output. Okay, let's just leave it like this. Now, we have a problem here. So the way we'd have to fix this is by if then else. So that would be easy to fix. So let's fix that right now. So if it's not plus, we're going to check for minus. If it's not minus, we're going to check for star. If it's not star, we're going to check for slash. If it's not slash, there is an error. Okay? Let's rerun our program. And let's again multiply. And we will multiply 2 and 5. 2 and 5 is 10. Press any key to continue. Let's clean this up a bit. The last thing we'll do is cout and L, and let's not forget to our return statement. We should always return from our main program, and 0 signifies that we return success. So let's try one more time. Control F5, and I want to multiply 2 times 5. 2 times 5 equals 10. Beautiful, it works. So now we got our cascading if. Now, a switch statement will only operate on characters or numbers. Okay? That is our condition that we are testing for, a character or a number. So in this case, we're using characters. What is a character? A character is similar to a string, but a character can only hold one alphabetic character or special character, as we see here. Basically, a car, or some people call it char, can be pretty much any key on the keyboard, 1 through 0, all those special keys there, the pound, the @ sign, the exclamation point, the $sign, the greater than sign, the less than sign, all those are considered characters, along with the alphabet. This is a good candidate for a switch statement. A switch statement also cannot have a compound statement we're checking for. So all we can check for is a character value, and not a character is greater than A and less than Z. Okay, we have to compare only one character or one number. So let's see about converting this into a switch statement. For a switch statement, we want to start off with the keyword switch, and we're going to switch on the operand. That's our value that we're going to look at, operand. Now, of course, operand can be plus, minus, star, multiplication, or division. So let's take these one cases at a time, and that's why it's sometimes called the case statement. The first case we will choose is plus. Notice also that characters are signified with a single quote mark. Okay? That's different than the string. This is a string here. This is signified by the double quote. Okay, strings are entered using double quotes. Characters are entered using single quotes. So case plus. So case plus, we're going to do this. Now, after every case, we want to include the keyword break. I'll explain that in a minute. So there's our first case statement. Now, we simply need to do this for all the remaining operands. So let's enter case I forgot to mention we need a colon to signify this is the start of our case. We want to print this out and we want to break. Now we want to enter our next case statement. Case colon break so you notice this is converting a nested if statement. We could not do this unless it was a nested if statement. So nested if statements are good candidates for the case statement as long as we are comparing numbers or characters. Case Now in this case, for our final else clause, that is known as a default case. So we type in default here with a colon, and that says if the operand is not a plus, a minus, a star, or a slash, we're going to exclaim this is an error. And we will put in our break statement here for consistency. Okay, I see no red squiggly lines. So let's run this program. Build errors. Okay, let's see what I did here. Okay. End of file found before the last. Okay, I'm not balanced on my curly braces. So I see there's a curly brace there and there, and on my switch statement I don't see a matching brace anywhere. Remember, we always have one after every function, so that matched with the function. I need one more curly brace to close off the switch statement. Let's run the program now. And I still have errors. It says end file. Okay, I'm still not matched, so let's see where my problem is here. This matches with this one down here. Okay, that is wrong. That should match with this one here. So I have these two match. Oh, see, I forgot one in here. Curly braces are very important. Now, let's see where this curly brace matches. It does match here to signify the end of the switch statement. So now we should be able to run. And again, we'll do star, and we'll times 2 by 5, and we have 10. Now let's enter in a bad operand. So let's enter in, I don't know, and. Aha! Error, operand is not correct. So ampersand did not fall into one of the valid case statements, and it took the default statement, which is right here. Let's do one more example. Let's do addition. And we'll add 8 and 9. Notice in the other entries I did an 8 space 9, or one number space another number. This time I did a carriage turn. The language can understand this because it's looking for two inputs. As we can see right here, I'm looking for two inputs. So I'm not going to continue until I get those two inputs. At least that's what the compiler is saying. So 8 and 9 is 17. Okay, good. Now, I'll show you what happens if we comment this out. Okay, let's comment out that break, and we'll run. Okay, we'll make sure the first case does execute, and that's plus. So let's add two numbers, and let's type in 8 space 9. What the heck happened there? Okay, let me tell you what happened, if you can't already guess. If you look here, we have 8 plus 9 equals 17. So we did that. And then we also did 8 minus 9 equals minus 1. So somehow we got in here. So when I commented out this break statement, the compiler said execute line 21. I don't hit a break, so I just fall through. I'm not a minus, but I'm already in this case, so I'm just going to execute the next statement. What we have in this section here, I've successfully found a plus sign as my operator. I did not hit a break, so I'm just going to continue until I find the next break. And that doesn't happen till down here. So I'm also going to execute this cout command on line 26. When I get to the break, it means go to the end of the switch statement, which is right here. Switch starts at 17 and goes all the way to 44. And then when the break is hit, it's going to go to line 45 and exit the program. So it's very important to have your break statements. Let's say in this strange mathematical universe of ours, we say an ampersand is also a plus. We'll do the same thing. And let's just drive the point home. We'll say, well, gee, if we have a @ sign, we're also going to be doing addition. So let's run this. Control F5. And let's do @ sign. 4, 5. And we have 9. Let's do ampersand now. Control 5, ampersand, 4, 5, we have 9. In this case, on lines 19 through 21, what we're really saying is if the operand is a plus, or the operand is an ampersand, or the operand is an @ sign, do the following. Add the numbers together, then break out of the switch statement and continue at line 47. Okay, I've just noticed a little problem. I wonder if anyone else has noticed it. Let me run this program just to show you. I'm going to hit Control F5. Control F5. Okay. I'm going to use division, and let's say we want to divide 12 by 5. Bingo. 12 divided by 5 is 2.4, and we have an error. So what did I do? I did what I said we shouldn't do. I forgot my break statement here. So let's fix that now. That's why testing is very, very important. You not only need to test one case of your case statement, you need to test them all, plus the default test case. So be sure your testing is rigorous. Now I will run this, and I will do a division again, and let's divide 17 by 3 this time. Just a second here. That is the operator, and we'll divide 17 by 3, and we get 5.6667. Okay, and I can press any key to continue. So that completes the testing of my switch statement, and this concludes the video on switch statements.